Donald is, as we've seen, he's a tour de force. His instincts are amazing, and he found a fissure in America that he drove a truck through, and that was an amazing adventure. Watching it was amazing, and my admiration for him and having the thick enough skin to really drive through all that and adapt and adapt and adapt.
That's Tom Barrack. He chaired Donald Trump's inaugural committee. He was a big money man. That was just a week before his arrest. And this is not an isolated incident. He is one of many, many Trump associates and advisors indicted for serious crimes and many convicted. We want to be clear with you tonight as part of our coverage of that story. This is not normal. We have not seen in the modern era this level of criminality surrounding a president in this many fields, in this many directions. Even Watergate, seen as a low point, largely centered on one set of political incidents. Donald Trump is surrounded by people in business, in politics, that's the campaign side, in government, in foreign policy, in outside lobbying, people who the feds say are criminals. That's why they're indicted so often. And so we want to show you something right now to put this all in context so this should never become normal. A look at the series of indictments, and keep an eye on the red number that counts up the horror at the corner of your screen.
The first indictments in Robert Mueller's investigation, the president's former campaign chief, Paul Manafort, has already surrendered himself to the FBI.
Manafort's right-hand man, Rick Gates, indicted, facing some pretty serious charges.
Trump campaign foreign policy advisor George Papadopoulos was charged with lying to the FBI.
Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn pleading guilty in federal court in Washington.
Michael Cohen, President Trump's former fixer and personal attorney, is now an admitted felon.
The special counsel indicted Roger Stone on 7 counts.
Steve Bannon, former advisor to President Trump, has just been indicted
on conspiracy charges of fraud and money laundering.
Elliot Broidy, who has now been hit with federal felony charges. He had a senior role in the Trump inaugural committee. George Nader, a Trump campaign gadfly, now in federal prison.
The disgraced ex-president's company has been indicted today in Manhattan. Also charged the Trump organization's top money man, Alan Weisselberg.
A new indictment hitting Trump world.
Tom Barrack, remember him? The former chair of the former president's 2017 inaugural committee was arrested today.
It's 12 and counting, and I'm joined by Elie Mystal, justice correspondent for The Nation. Elie, this is not normal. According to investigators and prosecutors, it's an ongoing crime spree. Is it important that people see these facts and not say, oh, just another story, another indictment?
You can basically take this one of two ways, right, Ari? One, Trump has world historical bad taste in friends, right? Like somehow his taste in friends is even worse than his taste in architecture. Like that's one possibility, that Trump is just an extremely unlucky guy. Possibility two, he's the criminal. He's the person. He is the black hole that is gravitationally pulling all of these flies to his criminal enterprises, right? That is the other option here. Michael Corleone did not hire as many criminals as Donald Trump has, right? Because at least Mikey had, Tom Hagen, who was like pretty upstanding lawyer guy. Trump can't find an upstanding lawyer guy even, right? So like, which one do you want to believe? And I understand that roughly half the country wants to believe that Trump is just some kind of unlucky executive who keeps being beset by criminals in his orbit. But the Occam's razor suggests that if all of these people who work for him are criminally indicted, at least some of them got their orders from Donald Trump himself. But Ari, as you well know, and we talked about this on your show.
Well, let me build on your point, and then you'll go to point two, but you're moving fast. Your first point I want to keep on the screen speaks to the fact that Mr. Cohen was convicted of crimes that were done for the purpose of Donald Trump, individual one. Mr. Stone, a longtime advisor, was appearing to, according to authorities, obstructing and lying about things relating to Russia. Mr. Manafort and Gates were on the campaign. Mr. Giuliani's not indicted, but under investigation, also pertaining to things that he was doing, apparently also at Trump's behest, including trying to overturn the election, which Trump remains himself under investigation for in Georgia. The Trump organization in the lower right-hand corner is the man's entire company. So I think you make a very important point about what it means to have this many indictments around you. Now I give you the floor for the next point you wanted to make, sir.
Well, it's what you and I have talked about a lot on your program, is that you can't make the one-to-one connection between all of these criminal acts, all of these criminal indictments, and the man who maybe potentially, allegedly instructed them to commit these criminal acts, without these men telling the truth, without these men flipping on Donald Trump or one of his family members. And the thing that really always surprises me is that, except for Michael Cohen, who in fairness only flipped after he was in jail, which lowers his credibility threshold just a tad, not one of these people has flipped on Trump or any of his children. They've all omerted themselves. They've all kept their mouths shut. One of the interesting things about Tom Barrack's indictment, the latest indictment, and I'm sure it won't be the last, is that he's in a position not just to flip on Trump, which maybe he doesn't because he loves the man with the fissures and the exploit, but he's also in a position to know stuff about Weisselberg, who's under indictment right now. He's also in a position to know about, he has a relationship with Ivanka and Jared. He doesn't even have to give up Trump. Yep. He could give up lower people to help himself out. But so far, we haven't seen, except for Michael Cohen, we haven't seen any of these indicted people decide belatedly to tell the truth.
Well, you put your finger on it. To quote Sesame Street, what all these people have in common, one of these things is not like the other. Whether he's an unindicted co-conspirator or not is what investigators in New York are still looking at. Elie Mystal, thank you, sir.